Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russell from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. I'm just undo these cuffs, doing my head in. It's a late one, so let's roll the old sleeves up, get stuck in. Can you give a big shout out to Porky's International, our sister channel? Feel free to go over there, like and subscribe. Leave a comment, and can you give a big shout out to www.boxersinneed.com. All right, here we go. Cheers to Andy, my pal up Scotland. How you doing? I tried that, what you recommended. Andy, I'm not a boozer, mate. I'm not a boozer, but I've been dog racing, so I've had a couple. All right, that's enough for me. Right. Dillian Whyte. I've given Dillian Whyte so much stick over the last so many years. It's unbelievable, isn't it? But he's still hanging around boxing, isn't he? I don't know if Dillian Whyte will ever get another big fight for the simple reason he's had that many dope issues, hasn't he? But there's always shrouded in mystery, aren't they? It's always somebody else's fault. And if you say anything, you're classed as a hater, aren't you? So the fans know, don't know what's going on. But Dylan's come out, hasn't he? And he said he'll fight Derek Chisora a third time. Of course he would. Of course he would. It's a pay-per-view fight, isn't it? Because they've got big names, haven't they? Derek's got a big name for his 13 losses and being knocked about. He's mainly famous for all the outrageous things that he does outside the boxing ring, isn't he? He's not won a world title, has he? British and Commonwealth, a European guy, isn't he? A bit like Dylan, I don't even think Derek's a European level now. I think Derek's probably British level. I think Dylan's probably British level on a good day. But they'll be wanting pay-per-view because they're commercial value, as Eddie calls it. Do I want to say a trilogy with them? Well, first two were good fights, weren't they? So why not? Give him a payday. I mean, it's up to me, is it? I mean, let him have it. Is it bad for the sport? Well, Derek's 41, isn't he? And Dylan's had a lot of drug issues, hasn't he? Performance enhancing drugs, but you know, it's I expect some intense beef any week now. I expect IFL to pin something on their social media, Twitter or Insta saying it's in talks. And then I expect Spotty Frank from Matchroom to have a look at the views and the analytics and see what the response is to them having a fight. And then they'll bid then accordingly, the fighters, they'll offer them. And say, well, it's worth this much, this is how much is on the table, or we guarantee you this, or the upside if it does pay-per-view buys, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Is this where we're at going back to these, though? For a pay-per-view fight, in the more deserving. What about Fabio Wardley and it's Big Freeze? What about them getting them a pay-per-view on their own? Because they couldn't get any more after that first fight, could they? What about getting them a leg up? Instead of going back to look, Dylan's got to make a few quid, but Dillian Whyte, it's worth a fortune, isn't it? Dillian Whyte, worth a fortune. So is Derek. So we keep digging these guys out now. Sooner or later, somebody's going to touch wood. It doesn't happen, but somebody's going to end up on slab, aren't they? So what do I think about it? Yeah, I'd watch it. Is it pay-per-view? Come on, we could do better than that, can't we? Well, that's just how it goes, isn't it? They've built the brands up, with the help of, certain platforms on YouTube. And I think it's just a liberty myself, what's happened. But good luck to them. All right, good luck to them. Now, a few people have emailed in. Okay, what do you think to Bivol? Beterbiev. Well, I'm a massive Beterbiev fight. 20-0, 20 on Button Moon. Fantastic fighter. I've got him to beat Bivol. I don't think Bivol's been in with anybody like him. People can say, oh, I've been in with Canelo. Look, Canelo's not a light heavyweight, is he? He got Kovalev at the right time, but no. Bivol schooled Canelo, didn't he? Absolutely schooled him. But I think Beterbiev ices him. I hope he ices him anyway, but I don't know Bivol, so he might turn up on that and do the business, but I don't think so. I think that other kid's would be too much for him. So, right, that's my opinion on that one. Right. Go to Adam Booth. He's the best. The Dark Lord. Whatever happened to Adam Booth? He was a trainer on everybody's lips, wasn't he, a few years ago? Adam Booth. What happened to him? I don't really know. He sort of like stopped doing loads of interviews and all that. But nobody say he's not a good trainer, does it? You know, he gets a lot of stick in that, but he was everywhere, wasn't he? Every time any fighter were leaving, everybody, he's going to Adam, he'll go to Adam Booth. He was like this go-to guy, you know, like when a team's struggling at Christmas in Premier League, go to Sam Allardyce. He's the best, the Dark Lord, Big Sam. Big Sam's took more people. Big Sam's put more people down. He's took more people down than Watership down. I'm looking for my words there. Big Sam Allardyce said the saviour of football. Why do they go to Big Sam when they're struggling? So you get Big Sam in. Oh, Brucey, Steve Bruce, Jesus. Hey? These go-to guys, they can't do notes. So, I don't know, Adam Booth. What happened to him? I'd like to see Adam Booth make a comeback and train somebody like Joshua or Tyson Fury. Imagine if Tyson Fury went to Adam Booth. Everybody would be like, go to Adam Booth. But we're going to see, aren't we? Do we all remember when Max butted in when I was in factory, don't we, that day? Butted in on me. I had to tell him off. Max, don't ever get involved with me when I'm doing my Adam Booth impressions. Okay. Porky, is Anthony Joshua back to his best? I think he is. Somebody's asked me in an email. Well, look, this is how I look at it, right? I'm going to break it down in layman terms and finish off with what's been a long night. I were at Dogs at 5:45. It didn't offer while 6. Right, it's been a long night. It's going to be an even longer one. I'm going to be up all day Sunday. Right. Joshua got done by Usyk twice. You at a push, you'd struggle to give him 6 rounds, but if you were generous and wanted to give him be conservative about it, see, I give him 6 rounds out of 24 rounds. That's a pummeling, a 2-time pummeling. You'd say same for Fury, wouldn't you? You give him 4, 5, and 6, and you won't give him any others. You won't give him any of them. And he got dropped in one of them, didn't he? He had a count in one of them. So let's look at Anthony Joshua. Since Usyk done him, he's been in with Franklin, Elenius, Wallin, and Ngannou. Now, Franklin, he wasn't much cop, were he? Elenius and Wallin were his sparring partners. They'd done hundreds of rounds together, won hundreds of rounds. And then Ngannou had done 10 rounds as a professional. He was in his second fight. That to me is spoon-fed. So he's just wasted all that time. Absolutely wasted all that time. The last time Anthony Joshua knocked out a champion, a former, current, and future champion. This is the point that everybody's missing. I'm not missing it. That's why I'm having a bullseye on Daniel Dubois. The last time Anthony Joshua knocked anybody out, right, who were worth the salt, any champion, former, current, or future, was Alexander Povetkin. That was 6 years ago. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6. 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. And not a lot of people know that, do they? I'm not going to count your Puleps, people like that stop, because they're not a former, current, or future champion. I don't count guys like that, old men. And Povetkin were an old man as well. And he was a former regular champion at that. So he wasn't even a fully blown, were he? So leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And the champion he knocked out before that, well, you know that one, don't you? Vladimir That was in April 2017. A guy approaching 42 years of age, and he'd been on the settee 18 months after Tyson Fury took him to school. That's it. Yeah, a former champion, but that's it. So Povetkin, an old man, and Vladimir, old men. They're his last two champions that he's knocked out. Yeah, he fought Andy Ruiz in a rematch. He didn't knock him out, but Ruiz was a champion, wasn't he? But he didn't knock him out. Look what Ruiz did to Joshua before. So it is what it is, and I'm just pointing that out to you. So people are saying that Anthony Joshua's back to his best. When were he ever at his best? When? If that were his best, look at the opposition. It were pony, wasn't it? Absolute pony. And that may sound harsh, but I'm just stating facts here. And then we look at Daniel Dubois, who I've got to beat Anthony Joshua because he's a lot younger. He's not got as many miles on the clock. But Daniel Dubois, look what happened to him against Usyk. He got took to school, didn't he, and beaten up. Now, since then, he's fought 24 stone Jarrell Miller, right, and Ergovic, who got beat by Zhang but didn't get the nod. And Zhang's an old man. You know, so it is what it is. Ergovic, before he beat Zhang, well, he got the decision against Zhang. Ergovic, before he got that win over Zhang, which was dodgy, he fought a guy called Amatovic, who was 10-0. Nobody ever heard of him. And then lost to Zhang, but he got the nod, didn't he? So he fight Dempsey McKean as well as something. Ergovic, I mean, come on. It is what it is. We know AJ's CV, don't we? We know Dubois' CV. So, you know, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. They're fighting for Usyk's leftovers. I don't class Dubois as a champ, but him and Joshua fighting, winner of that, I sort of like class him as a champ. But look how they've gone about it. It's kind of like world champion boxers by default, isn't it? You know, people can say to me, God, Russ, why do you lose your mind over all this? Well, this is why. This is why I lose my head over it. Opening up a bit now after a few beers, aren't I? And I've done all my moolah in dog racing. Hey, I went there with such high hopes. It's like going to a casino, isn't it? The house takes you. It is what it is, isn't it? So, as far as I'm concerned, you know, Joshua and Dubois. Well, I've got Dubois a favourite in my opinion, but Joshua's been spoon-fed, hasn't he? That gifts. 3 of them wins in the Olympics were gifts. Cuban beat him. That Italian beat him. I thought he lost to. I thought Joshua lost to Zhang in the Olympics. No, I did honestly, but what can you do? I can't be judge and jury, can I? I want a judge on the day. I can only say, well, I thought Roy Jones won, didn't he, in 1988 in Seoul against that Sunji Park, whatever it was called, but he didn't get the decision, did he? That's probably one of the worst ones I've seen. The worst decisions I've seen in professional rings, the Manny Pacquiao Tim Bradley one. That were a bad one. Only because it knocked me accumulator up. I stood to get about 2,700 quid that night. That was a bad one. What were the other one? Robin Reed against Sven Otka. That's probably the worst one I've seen for a Brit. Matthew Macklin against, that were bad. Martin Murray against Sergio Martinez in Argentina. God, that's one of the worst ones I've seen from a Brit going down that end, you know, south. To that other end of the world. Not just like Robin Reed going to Germany. I wonder about Martin Murray. Poor kid, man. He went to Argentina and that was shocking. Arthur Abraham. The worst refereeing I've seen is Arthur Abraham against Edison Miranda 1. If all you hardcore boxing fans are hardcore boxing fans, go and watch them fights, but go and watch Robin Reed, Sven Otka and Arthur Abraham, Edison Miranda. Edison Miranda broke Arthur Abraham's jaw early in the fight. Randy Newman went waved off. Miranda's the new world champion. Calla Sauerland's dad stood up and went, no, you can't do that, Randy, you can't do that. Arthur carries on. So what do they do? They carried on, didn't they? Arthur Abraham's jaw were out here, and he couldn't shut it because it was that smashed. And Edison Miranda pummeled him for 12 rounds. And during that 12 rounds, or the further rounds after the jaw went, I forgot what round it went really in the fight. The referee, Randy Newman, didn't disqualify Miranda because he knew he couldn't, didn't you, Randy Newman? Go and watch Edison Miranda, Arthur Abraham won, because he had a rematch and Arthur Abraham won. But Randy Newman didn't disqualify Edison Miranda. He took a point off him 5 times. So at the end of the fight, he took 5 points off him. Now, this is where the FBI got involved and investigated it all. This is a true story. Isn't that right, Kalasaulan? Look how many fights Spenotka. Sorry. Look how many fights were over there in Germany after that for them sort of belts. Wasn't that many, were there? We had it with Spenotka, he was getting away with murder, but that one, that was Sauerland. They were Sauerland shows as well, weren't they? But that one's the worst one I've ever seen. I know Callow and his dad, they're not judges and referees, are they? But they took 5 points. When have we ever heard a referee taking 5 points off a fighter but not disqualifying him? It's unheard of, right? It's unheard of. Now people can have a go at me and say, "Oh, Russell, you're very harsh. You're very, very harsh on boxing. Very critical." Yeah, I'm very critical. Very critical of myself. The things I do in my life, I'm very, very critical. But they got that scar now, isn't it? 5 points they took off Edison Miranda. Every now and then I watch that fight and it reminds me how corrupt boxing can be at times, or how people can be incompetent in their positions. Edison Miranda, Arthur Abraham, fight was stopped by the referee. Abraham's jaws broke, it's waved off, and Edison Miranda win. Promoter stands up, no, you can't do that. There's a bit of a melee. Then they carry on and they fight. But rest of the fight, it goes to points, and the points is that wide, the margin is that wide that even if they gave Miranda them 5 points back, he would have still lost. I mean, how messed up is that? You've got a fighter running for the rest of the fight. That I can't get my head around, because Edison Miranda should have been known as the world champion. Now, Tony Bellew beat him down line, didn't he? That'd have been another notch on Tony's belt, wouldn't it, as a champion that he beat? But Tony Bellew can't say that now, can he? So do I feel for Tony on that? It's not my cup of tea, is he? He rung Dennis Hobson up trying to get me sacked. But that's another story. That'll be one for a book. But I feel for Tony on that, because that should have been a good win for him on his record, except it's a win against a guy who want a champion or want a former champion. And then things like that bother me, probably because I've got OCD. But that's the worst fight I've ever seen for a refereeing decision. But the Robin Reed one, okay, Macklin against Sturm. Was that on whose show was that on in Germany? I'm not going to say because I forgot. Could have been them, couldn't it? But I don't know if it were a Sturm show or what. But either way, Macklin were robbed. Martin Murray were robbed in Argentina against Martinez. Robin Reed against Otke. They're Tim Bradley against Manny Pacquiao. They're shocking ones. Absolutely shocking. People keep saying to me Froch Groves were shocking, but not with all them unanswered punches that Groves took. Plus, they kept him in hospital overnight because he had a concussion. So could you imagine Froch pummeling him for another 3.5 rounds? Who finishes like a steam train? It'd have been a slaughter, wouldn't it? It'd have been a slaughter. Howard Foster saved George Groves' life, in my opinion. But hey ho, if everybody agrees what I've said on here, answers on a postcard. porkycorner@mail.com. I'm also going to give people the opportunity, instead of emailing me and saying you want to come on, look, everybody's welcome on here. If you want to come on in and do Zooms and chat boxing with me, everybody. It's no good leaving comments, smarmy comments, sarcastic or utter vile ones, and mentioning my kids and stuff like that. Why don't you just come on here? I know you want to express yourself like I do. Come on here. Get something going in your life and do something like this as a hobby. And get you a few quid as well. But if you want to come on here, you can express yourself and take me on or have a debate with me. People do. Lads that have been on here are all great lads. All of them. Because they've got bollocks to come on here, haven't they? It takes a lot of time to come on here. It takes balls. come on here and let's have a chat. It's no good sending stupid comments because they just get, Cameron just deletes them. If they're vile, you delete them, so I won't read them. So keep me positive kind of thing. I don't know, you know. But all right, so you're all welcome. The email is porkycorner@mail.com. Come on here and we'll have a debate. Well, you can even come on here and tell me what you want to talk about. And let's see if you're up to scratch. But why waste time sending daft comments? You know what I mean? You don't get me commenting on other channels. If you see somebody commenting on other channels, other boxing channels, and it says Porky's Corner on it, this will set them all off, won't it? To set up fake accounts. They're fake accounts, they're not me. Just click on it and it'll tell you when the channel started. Now, my channel started November 17, 2017. It tells you. So when people send me stuff, I go, do you think that's me? Click on it and it'll tell you when the channel started. And then they go, oh, it started yesterday. And these are some of the specials last week. I said, well, there you go. All right. So thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. That's me done now. Got some loud music on now. All right. Very loud. All right, put Scarface on. Tony Montana. I get bored. Go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Nice text off your Richie Laws from up north. That'd be well. Nice comments. I'm glad you're a member of the channel. Membership's gone up, hasn't it? I'm really pleased about that. I was shocked this morning. That's because I've put loads of videos on there to keep them happy. So there's about 8 hours footage gone on there. So go on, peace out.